welcome everybody to the Talk Taboo to Me podcast with me, Tracie, Ibrahim, and the most fabulous
Krista Reed. Look at you stop there. I love that we're already starting this and we're laughing. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go ahead. Let's just say like what we were laughing about. First of all, we're having a bit of a different podcast. And the reason for that is because when we interviewed Mandy Zucker a couple weeks ago, she brought up the death deck, which it is a dun. I got it. No big deal. And right before I pushed record, I was telling Tracie that I've been having a difficult time pronouncing this. Like death deck. Like I want to say death dick.
Makes sense, which is why I came up with a very good explanation for what is death dick.
Which is what?
Well, this has to do with sex that could happen between a vagina. Actually, let me take that back. Anybody having sex with a penis in any given fashion, actually, it wouldn't really matter what you had. And you accidentally snap the penis.
Yes.
Which is now known as
death dick.
Death dick. Death dick. You're welcome. Wikipedia. If somebody else tries to own that, I'm coming for you.
We recommend that the next Mortal Kombat franchise find a way to make that into a fatality. It sounds terrible. Sonya, the one that does like the scissor kick, I feel like that could be incorporated with that. Oh my God!
You're talking about Mortal Kombat. I was just like...
And she brings out the very large knife. No big deal.
Doesn't have a large murderous knife at their desk at all times. It's actually on my bookshelf.
Well, shall we get started with the death deck?
Yes, okay. The death deck. I would love to talk about the death deck.
They could have called it like death cards, which, again, no hate to the death deck, which you could get these at either Amazon or you can go to thedeathdeck.com. And they even have other ones. They have two other kinds that were just really fascinating. So they don't just sell the death deck. There's two other ones to check out.
Good. That's amazing. We should probably say what death deck even is. People are like, are they going to murder each other?
Up here. Oh, yes. So it is a conversation cards, icebreaker cards. And I don't know how many's in here. A lot. Oh, it says 112 cards. So yeah, it's with 112 cards and numerous ways to play, the death deck encourages lively conversations and life-changing dialogue. So it's a way to bring up really, as it says on here, deep, funny, and sometimes weird questions about death. And since this is Talk Taboo to Me, and Tracie and I are all about taboo, let's talk about death.
Let's talk about the deck.
Yeah, the death. Okay. All right. So the questions that they have in here is they give you like a topic and then they give you an A, B, and C. So the first one is you're dying. Heads up. You're dying. Yeah. Should your family err on the side of A, over-medicating, let me ride off into the sunset on a magical unicorn? That sounds like...
Can I do that right now?
I mean, that is something you erring the side of. Like, you don't, okay? You don't want that, Tracie. Okay.
Oh, I thought this is like a current offer and I would like to cash in my coupon.
Do I have to be dying?
Can I read this some fine print? Does it say, or you don't have to be dying and you can still get a unicorn?
I can't even get through the first card. B, moderation. I want to say my goodbyes, but not be in pain. C, caution. Minimal medication. I want to be as present as possible. So, you're dying. Should the family err on the side of over-medicating, moderation with medicine, or caution? I'll let you take this one first. What are your thoughts?
I go two different ways with this, depending on who the family is that's present.
Ooh,
so,
man.
If it's people who I love, whether that be chosen family that are friends or, like my sister or my children, somebody who my aunt, whatever. If it's people that are amazing, I would choose the least restrictive medication so I could be fully present. And I have a high pain tolerance, so I would just deal with it, be like, whatever, it's almost over. And then if nobody came, or if it's people that I was like, I don't give a shit about these people, these family that suck that showed up or whoever, maybe no one shows up, I would ride the unicorn. I'd be like, just call Krista and ask her to button mash my whatever it is that releases into my veins. Like
God.
Like Mortal Kombat.
I have a very similar way of answering this to you. I mean, I always understand, like, there's context, like, it depends on, like, the illness and everything. Like, I would like to be as present as possible, and as comfortable as possible, but I don't want it to be something, or in fact, you know what, maybe I do. Knowing me, maybe I do. I think actually I'm changing my answer in real time. It's going to be a mixture of A and B. So it's going to be
Yeah.
moderation at first, okay? And I'm going to say my goodbyes. I love you and all that thing, but then right before I'm about to kick the bucket, over medicate me. Like medicate the shit out of me. That way,
Yes.
when people are at my funeral, they have great stories to tell me. Like when my mom was on her deathbed, she was talking about how she looks like Jesus and this and this. Like, I want them telling great stories. Like, yeah, they're going to be crying, but I would love it to be like funny, you know?
Oh my gosh. Like when people come out of the dentist office after surgery and they
Yes,
got the like laughing
yes,
gas and they say crazy stuff. That's what I'm imagining you
yes,
doing this.
yes. And I give full consent to them recording me and showing this at a funeral as well.
Okay, do I have consent to use one of the filters that we learned about that people use where I could potentially take snapshots with you
Mhm.
before,
Yes.
with filters like we're both Hello Kitty or something?
You have all full consent except the dog. Okay. I'm not
No.
a dog person. I feel like that would just be very misleading, you know?
That's I totally never. It would be Hello Kitty for sure. It would be Hello Kitty, or we would be sometimes we do the like nightmarish, scary movie people. It would be one or the other. See?
It's very meaningful. Thank you.
Oh.
All right. Next one. Would you consider going old school and have a funeral in your home? A, nope. There's a reason that funeral homes were invented. B, yes, if the service involves an urn. No, if there's a coffin. C, totally. Sounds like a warmer, more personal goodbye. I think I'll take this one. I'll take it first. Yeah,
She
we
said,
can do. We can do an at home type of a thing. I mean, I'm fine doing it anywhere because I mean I'm dead. And I feel like, quite frankly, like my closest, which would be, I mean, quite frankly, it'd be my kids. I kind of would just depend on wherever they want to do it. If they want to do it in like, I don't know, like a playground because it's comfortable to them and it's fun, fine, have it in a playground. I just kind of see it as like, I don't care where mine is, but like thinking about like, what if it were, somebody else? Would I be cool? Maybe like let's say my dad, like if my dad passed, would I be cool maybe having like a funeral at my place or his place? Absolutely, because I think that there's a lot to be said about creating a very like warm and homely and comfortable environment. And I'm just gonna be real. Church pews are very uncomfortable, and I got back problems.
that's real. Why don't they have cushions?
Right?
You give money.
Yeah.
Get a
Yeah.
cushion. Get a little bit of cushion. I feel you on that. Yeah, I just have this very strong. So in my life, a couple of times that I think it was under sort of like not great circumstances, I had to see people's bodies that were not alive,
Hmm.
and I just no, nope, it just wasn't good for me. Yeah, in the religion I was raised, which I don't ascribe to except culturally, but not religiously. You never have an open casket funeral, but you also are not allowed to burn. Like, it's all very specific. And so I never had to. And then all of a sudden it happened as an adult. So it wasn't like normal for me anyway. It was
Yeah.
just like, and then somebody chose to have my father in an open casket funeral. And then I saw him and it was like, no, it was
Yeah.
shocking and yucky. So for me, I would be like, I don't think I would like, if I was in an urn, it would be okay. If I had to go to somebody else's house or a funeral home or anywhere, actually, even if it was in the woods, there's a body. I'm just not going to look at it. I'm respectful that it's
Yeah.
there, but I can't look at it. There's just something that is unwell about all of the ways that I've had to. Like I worked in a hospital, and just a couple different ways that I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
ready for it.
Get it. I'm right there with you. I'm not a fan of wakes where or viewings or anything of the sort. However, again, like it's saying, like if it was a parent and like the other parent was still alive and they wanted that,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I don't have to go and hang out with a dead body, and also I have a choice. I don't even have to look at it.
Exactly. That's the situation.
Yeah, you can still very much be respectful about it.
And I'm super like, yeah, and I know some people are very, when my grandmother, she wanted to pass at home and she did, closest person in my life. And I lived a couple doors down and I walked over there and my whole family was there and they kept saying, you have to see her. She's in bed. She is so peaceful and she looks so peaceful. And I was like, no, because I already knew about my situation. And I was like, no. And they're like, no, it's like, really, it's going to be so, like, it's so peaceful. And I was like, nope, no, no. And then, you know what? I got fine. And then I did it. And I was like, so sorry I did because I don't have the same experience as other people who find
Yeah.
comfort. I'm just like, that is not the lad. Like I'm only used to people when they are alive and I just can't do it. And I think that I respect that. Like they loved it. Like I loved that they got peace and closure and that they saw peace. Like I just saw my grandma not alive and it was like not okay for me.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I will say that I have, oddly enough, because I grew up Catholic, and Catholics do wake, and they'll have like a viewing, like usually it's like the day or the night before the funeral. I had an uncle pass several years ago, and I remember sitting on the front row, because that's what you want to be front row of, is at a viewing, sitting front row with my uncle there, open casket. And somebody had mentioned that this is such a thing. Like, I love people that use humor in such a beautiful and like mwah, like comedian style. And somebody had said that my uncle looked exactly like one of my cousins. And oh my God, like I till this day have that thought of my uncle, my amazing, wonderful uncle laying on that casket, and somebody said, oh my God, that looks like so and so, and we just freaking lost it. It was great. But what's funny and terrible is like my uncle did not look like his cousin when he was alive, which was also kind of part of the humor.
Oh Lord, so that's why it was more funny.
His cousin is a very amazing and attractive and wonderful cousin, but it was just like,
Oh
my God.
Lord.
So, that was definitely a way to kind of break the tension out of viewing.
Yes, yes. I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just declining. I don't even want to be a dead body. I'm being honest with you. I'm hoping they burn me, but I'll let them do whatever they want. If they want like a spot to visit me or something, they can, but like I'm gonna be like, but if you're leaving it up to me, we should just
because we interviewed the modern mortician. I know that the way that I've been wanting forever was that tree way. I know that that's absolutely fake because those videos that went out several years ago, it's a potato. It's not even an image of a body. It's a potato.
It is a literal potato tree.
I'm going to find that again. Okay. I love this one. And as a Kansas girl, this is just love it. All right. Visiting a loved one at the cemetery. You see a family barbecuing and watching TV at a nearby gravesite. Your reaction? A, pissed and immediately complain to management. B, cringe, but just let it go. C, jealousy, wishing my family embraced death like that.
Barbecue, obviously. I mean,
I love that.
That's crazy good idea. Like I totally believe in that. Go down, whatever, play music, eat snacks, whatever. Have a good time.
And I think of that, to me, that sounds like something that you do like on Memorial Day. And to be honest with you, my family does that now.
Yeah.
Like on Memorial Day, we go and have picnics, and we always bring champagne, and we pour out a little bit of champagne for my grandma every year. So for somebody to have a barbecue, my option would be D, can I have some?
Oh my gosh, I'd be like, what are you missing? I'm gonna run to the store, I'm gonna bring something by, we're gonna barbecue it together. Like
oh my God, you only brought a dry rub? Let me get you some sauce there.
Kansas City barbecue, it's happening. I'll just call you. If there's a barbecue, I'm going to call you and be like, obviously, you're the one in Kansas. I'm in Wisconsin, so you're not going to call me for a barbecue. You call me for cheese, I call you for barbecue.
And you know what? That sounds like a fantastic party.
Oh, charcuterie.
party. Yes, that's a charcuterie board right there.
Charcuterie with some barbecue chicken and cheese.
All right. Okay, this one I feel like is gonna be it's gonna be hitting us, girl. Okay. All right. Fact: you're gonna die. Okay. Heads up. True. How often do you think about this? A. Often, but I try not to completely obsess about that. I try not to. I almost said I try to completely obsess. I try not to. B. Enough. Sometimes it makes me worry and sometimes appreciate life. C. Rarely. I'm too busy.
Looking the Kansas City barbecue off my fingers. I'm too busy. I'm at the cemetery barbecuing right now. I don't think about death at the cemetery because I'm barbecuing.
Exactly. But seriously, like how often do you think about your own death?
You know, it's funny you ask that because there's two different answers to that and they are both true and they are both opposite. So, number one, because I have suicidal OCD, it actually does make me think of my death sometimes multiple times a day, you know, through like, oh, you're hanging from a tree or, oh, you're stabbing yourself in the throat, whatever. So, but my real death, the one that I would think of as outside of that, pretty rarely, I would say. I really don't think about that much. Like I'm aware it's coming. I'm not afraid. I'm not excited. I'm just like, whatever, it's gonna happen. And please bury me in this shirt.
Yes, I was so hoping you were gonna add that little ditty. I was like, she's wearing literally the shirt that she's gonna be buried in.
This is not a joke. This is my favorite band since I was 12 or 11 and a half, Sex Pistols. And this is their best album. And I ordered this from the UK with multiple backups years ago, like decades ago, like 20 years ago. And I was like, no, one of them is washed but unworn, and I will be either buried or burned in it.
It's a great shirt.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Never Mind the Bollocks is a phenomenal album. Great, great, great. God Save the Queen. Like, I mean, just classic
Punk rock.
Yeah.
And I'm punk rock first. So, and that's the truth. I will be buried in the Sex Pistol shirt and at least one Hello Kitty item. Because at all times, I always have something Hello Kitty. I have a hair tie. I have chapstick.
That.
Always, I have something Hello Kitty. I have a lot more. We won't go over it because this is the death deck.
That's a different podcast. That's going to be the podcast where we talk about adults who still have weird child fetishes.
Thank you. Yes, it's a
So
fetish.
wrong.
I have a fetish of children. Yes, that's what it is.
I'm so wrong. Okay. My answer, how often do I think about death? You know, what's funny is very similar to yours. As somebody that I haven't had the suicidal OCD stuff come up in a while, but that was one that was frequent. If anything, my mind focuses more on like my kids dying or my parents dying or loved ones dying. And of course that I have to kind of use my skills and everything to work through. But my own death, you know, I don't really think about it that much. And the thought of it scaring me, I'm not really scared of death itself, but there is a fear of dying. Like, I just hope that I'm not in pain, and I hope that my kids are not going to like be traumatized over it.
Right. Makes sense. Well, that's why we learned from Mandy Zucker that in our last episode, no, 2 episodes ago, that we can fill out those advanced healthcare directives and we can say things. So we can prevent trauma probably by saying like, put me on the unicorn at this point before anyone is traumatized or suffering. Thank you.
And play on repeat, Never Mind the Bollocks.
Absolutely. Do you know I used to fall asleep to this? But this is back when we used tapes. I had the tape, and then after the tape, I had the CD. But the whole time, I have the vinyl, of course. Don't be ridiculous. So,
how silly to not have the vinyl.
Silly. If you don't have the vinyl, you're just silly. Yes. So I used to play the tape on my little boombox next to my bed, and I would sleep to Never Mind the Bollocks.
Oh, what a sweet lullaby that was.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, this is a bit of a controversial topic, but I'm here for it. Do
for
you
it.
believe in reincarnation? A, yes. Our soul returns in a new body to learn new life lessons. B, no. We get one shot on this crazy blue marble. An interesting, I like how I've never thought of the earth as a marble. I'm going to call it a marble from now on. We get one shot on this crazy blue marble, and that's it. C, undecided. I haven't seen much evidence either way. I do. I actually do believe in reincarnation. And I think that comes just from years of spiritual learning. But I'll say, like, I'm not married to that idea. I'm not like, this is a law, this is what happens. To me, it's just simply, it's a theory. And I think that it's just a way of kind of explaining some of the things that we can't necessarily explain. Like, you hear some people talk about having memories and it's from like a past life. And I know that, sometimes people want to point out, oh, well, that's because they read a book or a movie or they're making a story up or something. I don't know. I genuinely think that there's just answers out there that we can't explain. And also, I'm not going to lie, like, something about reincarnation is just really beautiful to me, to know that lives never end, that there's always like something anew.
Makes sense. Yeah, I have some mixed situations. So I was raised mostly in the Jewish religion, but my mother and a good deal of her side of the family got into a Japanese religion called Mahakari, and they do believe in reincarnation. So that I did a lot of time with that as well. And I sit in the space where I think there's a lot of things that are not explainable or that I don't know the answer to.
Yeah.
And I hold possibility for all things. Like, I have no clue, and I can't, like, I've tried, I'm like, well, if it's this, like, if there's only one good religion and everyone else, like, just, I don't know, whatever plummets, I'm like, that's lame. And I hope that doesn't make any sense to me. It feels upsetting to think that they'd be like, oh, most of the people just perish. So, like, these 5% you get in or something. That seems kind of lame. But yeah, I don't really know. But I haven't dismissed the idea. I've both accepted and not accepted the idea at the same time of all possibilities. Like, maybe you just raw on the ground. Maybe your ashes become a potato. Maybe you reincarnate. Maybe reincarnation is something different than exactly becoming a person. I don't know. What if you become like a piece of atmospheric energy that just goes around the marble, or I don't know what. Nobody knows. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm just gonna find out, and then at that time, I'm gonna be like, now I know.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those, like, I guess we'll see.
That's the thing. Yeah, I stopped trying to figure it out because I'll go nuts.
Yeah, like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. All right, I love this next one, and I think you're gonna like this next one too. All right, making a video of yourself to be played after you died is A, on my to-do list, B, something I would only consider doing if terminally ill or getting up in years, C, creepy, sad, and downright depressing.
I'm putting it on my to-do list. It was not on it, but like, I always think it's cool when somebody does it, unless it's actually, even if it's somebody you don't like, you're all, by the way, guess why you didn't get anything? Biatch.
Yeah, I don't have anything now, but maybe, I mean, it's definitely on my to-do list. And I say I don't have anything now, like, I don't have anything juicy to put in it, but like, I would love for there to be like some type of like super dark, crazy secret that I have. Like, they've always wondered what happened to, I don't know, like grandma's ring or something. And then when I die, I'll say, it's buried with your uncle or something. Like, I just want to have like some like deep, dark family secret revealed.
Well, that's so good. You have to find one out, or if you don't know it, wait. If you do know one, record it soon, because what if you die and you didn't have a chance?
I'm gonna forget.
What if you become senile?
Like, that's true. That's true. But then again, whatever secrets I have, that's going to be part of the humor that they're going to play at my funeral. Because remember, I just really am all about the humor.
That's true. I also would love to have like a comedy show, like some good comedians come by and yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's I would like to leave actually like a couple different sets. Like, I want to leave one for each of my children. Or as a group of children. It depends how I feel at the time. I'm not really sure how that goes. It sounds like a lot of separate videos. I don't really know how to manage that many things. But maybe I'll make separate videos for each kid. Yes. And then a group video, then a comedy video. Then I want to take your idea of the family secret video. There is a family secret, and it does involve a grandmother's ring. Fun story.
Oh.
No, I'm just messing around.
I'm like, wow.
You're like,
Oh my
wow.
God.
You're
She's
like,
pulling
what?
it out.
I'm like, yes, it was cursed by somebody in 1400s.
And in fact, right before you're about to tell the secret, that's when like the recording stops. So
Oh,
it's
and then
just
or
this
you fly off of it.
cliffhanger. That's it. That's it. In fact, I think I'm just going to do one video and I'm going to say something stupid. And I'm going to say something, okay, like to my kids. Be like, okay, so do you remember growing up? You guys always wondered where the Reese's peanut butter patties were for Halloween. And I said, that's so strange. I don't think you guys got any. Well, I ate them.
Because those are the best candies there are.
Yeah.
We do hard things as moms. We deserve those Reese's patties. I'm just saying.
Like,
Don't play. Don't get upset about it. We left you our whatever we had left.
exactly.
Whatever
Okay.
that. We left you the deaf deck.
We left you the.
You're welcome.
Oh, man. So this is a toughie. Tracie, what do you think will be your cause of death? A, illness. B, an accident or mishap, possibly from your own stupidity. C, good old-fashioned aging.
Great question. Well, I can see into the future. Oh, no, I'm just messing around. So there's what I would prefer, and then there's what is possible. I am at times clumsy. I'm known to fall down the stairs fairly frequently by doing dumb things like wearing socks on wood stairs and stuff. And then I don't learn from it, and then I just keep falling down the stairs. So the most likely thing is that I'll do some dumb thing and like it'll be the most embarrassing thing and I'll just be like broken into pieces. But what I would like to die as is from very old age, very old, like so old, with no Botox and a mohawk and this shirt. And I would like to be asleep at the time because I think that makes the most sense. Like if you're just sleeping and dreaming, I don't want to be awake when that seems ridiculous. Just can you let me just be asleep? And then just someone's like, wow, she's really sleeping in today, guys. And they're like, wow, it's been 18 hours. And then they're like, she's not asleep. See, like that feels casual. Like, it doesn't feel traumatic for your children.
Yeah, that's true. That's a funny way of putting it because I am a big sleeper. It's always been something like my family growing up. There was like, oh, Krista's sleeping beauty because I'm not a morning person. I hate waking up early, and I will without sleeping medication, melatonin, whatever. Like to give you an example, last night I went to bed at 11 and I woke up at 10. Like that is my body. My body is just like, you need all the sleeps that you can get. I don't know if it's because I'm just so energetic when I'm awake that I literally just crash and pass out. But if my kids ever thought that I am oversleeping and that is a sign of me dying, that would be every single weekend. What a terrible thing for them to think about.
You know what? You have to give them a limit in which, like, if I'm asleep at dinner time, come see what's going on.
It's fair.
Right?
Usually not sleeping into the PM hours, so that's usually a pretty good indication.
Late lunch? Like, if you haven't made it out by late lunch, would you say Linner, the time between lunch and dinner?
Linner, yes. Or lepper.
Oh, leper. Would you like some leper? Not really. No, I can't say that I would.
We're in the Midwest now, so lepper.
That is...
I honestly, and gosh, this is actually going to make me kind of sad saying this, but knowing how people in my family have died and knowing just how it seems like if there's a genetic condition in my family on both sides, I get it. So I could see me unfortunately dying from an illness. I hate to say that, but I don't know. I hope not.
I hope not, but hopefully you will have filled out your advanced healthcare directive. It's free, and you can get a copy online or at your local hospital. And you can fill it out so that nobody makes you do things you don't want to do, like be on life support.
Like this is a paid advertisement.
I was trying to sound like one.
Okay.
It's good advice. It's good advice.
All right. So, if you are despairingly lost on a deserted island, you would A, expect family to search indefinitely. This is B we're talking about. B, be happy knowing they painstakingly searched about a year. C, hope family assumed I died and threw me a fabulous celebration of life party. So, you expect them to search forever? You think they'll search for about a year? Or they immediately thought you died and they're they threw you a party. I better have the family that looks for me forever.
Feel that. Like, I want to do that, but then I'm also like, okay, but a year's not long enough. Don't give up on me in a
I
year.
know.
Oh my God, how many years did we give these people? Like, I was trying to think, what's the minimum years where you feel good about it? I was thinking 3 years feels excessive
Five.
after there.
I
5?
think it's 5. Yeah.
But like, does it depend on their age? Because like, what if they can't move on and like they really need to move on in some way? What if they're getting broke from the search? I don't know. Maybe they're already broke.
All of this sounds like not my problem.
Yeah, like, bitch, you search for me forever, okay? Like,
Do you know what I did for you? You searching.
you could put that in your will. If you don't search for me forever, you get nothing. There it is. If you do not search past the 10-year mark, assuming that you live that long, you will not get anything.
Oh my God.
There it is. Now we know. That's how you get them to search. I'm going to just give them a 3 years. If you search for me for 3 years, like we're 2.75 to 3 years, 3 feels better, then you may move on. And then you can have the party. Yeah. But I think, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
3
it.
years.
That's it.
That is a tough one. You know, the people just look for us forever. Okay, don't be a-holes.
Answer that. Okay. When you are dying, what will matter most? A, comfort and freedom from pain. B, having my loved ones by my side. Or C, spiritual support and transitioning to the other side.
No, the number 3. Absolutely not. That
I
would
said
make
3.
me.
That's C.
Maybe
A, B, and C.
I just said 3. I don't. You were probably correct. We will not check. I will take the hit on that one. Yeah, no. I do not want somebody there saying a bunch of words and like taking up space because I'd rather have my family there.
Same.
Well, family who is comforting, who wants to be there. Obviously, if it's creepy for you and this is going to be traumatic for you, don't be there. So I'm going to go with if it's consensually mutual that you want to be there, then yes, that is my first option, followed by whatever A was, and I don't want C. No.
A is comfort from freedom. Comfort and freedom from pain. I'm right there with you, having my loved ones by my side, but at the same time, it's not going to be a situation where like there's not going to be any passive aggressive or guilt. Like y'all go home, take care of yourselves, and like don't feel like you have to come up here every day or whatever. Yeah.
Don't sleep in an uncomfortable chair. Eat tacos, whatever you need to do.
Exactly.
Right? That makes sense. Yeah. And then the first one sounds like the unicorn option, which, I mean, I guess if no family shows up, then I'll take the unicorn option where you just keep me, I guess, because I guess that's possible. Maybe we all were on a cruise ship and it was the poo ship and it sank. And maybe I jumped overboard and I survived, but only for a little while and everyone else died.
I love that you immediately went to the poop cruise.
Yes, poop cruise.
Which I watched that documentary 3 times because I watched it with different people because I was like, people would come over. I'm like, oh my God, you got to watch this documentary. And I laughed so hard every single time just because like I don't care. Poop in a bag, man. I don't care. Like,
poop in a bag.
Like I felt like these people that were being interviewed, like were kind of prima donnas a little bit. And I'm like, have you never been to like a bonfire where you have to just make yourself like a latrine or whatever?
Right. A shiwi. They have like all kinds of options for people when you're camping. See, I'd be okay pooing in the bag. The part that gets me is being on the ship with other people's poo, due to that just being my worst disgust trigger. I would have jumped overboard and taken one of those little ships, those little boats or whatever, swim, whatever, be like, girl overboard, no thanks. I couldn't do it. It wouldn't be worth 7 days of living on with that much fecal matter just blowing around my legs and feet. Like,
it wasn't even that long though. It was like 2 days.
No, it was like 8 days or 9 to 10 days.
No, it wasn't. It was like 2 or 3 days, Tracie.
Listen, that makes sense. You know what? 1 hour is too much for me. Do you know that I was gagging and had to look away at multiple times? I was like, and then I was like, tell me when like it passes this air. I'm not even kidding. I was like, and that was just watching. Imagine if I was there. It'd have been a panic reaction. I'd be over the side.
See, that's so funny because like poop cruise, I think I'd be fine. Vomit cruise, I'm jumping ship.
Oh, see, I would do vomit cruise. No problem. I don't hear no vomit. The poo and pee. Ooh. Pouring. Just.
Oh my. Okay. And to be fair, that only happened. I don't know. I'm saying to be fair. Like I'm defending this. It only happened with the towboat, like tugged the cruise ship and it like tilted the ship.
Exactly. Pee and poo spilled on all the floors, and it was in the kitchen. And it was pouring on people's heads from deck to deck. And they were walking up to their knees, and you could see poo chunks going by. No, I would be overboard. As soon as one person said what was happening, I would be like, I wouldn't even care if I died, actually. It would be better. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself. There's not enough showers. I would be vomiting on top of it. Then it would be vomit, poo, pee. Okay, all right.
And you know that all they did was like clean the cruise ship and rename it. It's still out there.
You know what? I won't go on. I won't even name it because I don't want them to sue me. But I will not ever go. I've been on cruises, but never on that cruise line because I grew up during the time when I had to know that was what was happening. So I only go on a different cruise line. Costs a little bit more. Fun fact, they've never had a poo cruise. So I feel good about it.
That could be a tagline for some people. Like, no poo cruise since 2008 or whenever like they originated or whatever. Poo free since 93.
It was so that dad was crying. He's like, I felt like I couldn't protect my daughter. I'm like, it's poo.
No.
Like, you did a good job. I was like, oh my God, what a sweet guy. Like, why isn't he my father? My father would not have cried about that. He'd be like, he'd probably throw me overboard, use me as a flotation device or something. He died, so it doesn't matter. He can't answer that for himself.
I would be the parent like, oh my God, kids, I forgot the phone charger in the cabin. Can you go back real quick? I'm going to go in there.
You will not vomit. I will give you... Remember, there was no electricity. It was dark and poopy.
Yes.
Here's a flashlight. Hope you make it out.
All right, we have time for one more. And
I have like poo in my throat. Okay, go ahead. I'm like ready to vomit. Okay, go ahead. Oh, you know what I have?
So great. What is that?
It's my little crochet poo.
Your little crochet poo. Fantastic. God, I love that you have that nearby. All right. I feel like this is a fantastic way to end this because it's so nonsensical. All right. If you had to choose one of these 3 classic gruesome movie deaths, which would it be? A. Cox Psycho style in the shower by knife stabbing. B. Jaws style, chewed up by a badass, it actually says badass, great white shark. Now, if it was a stupid shark, now does that change it? But I guess this is a badass
No,
one.
what are you, like, IQ test the shark? Like, you check the breed, you're like, I'm sorry, I would like the adjacent shark. They're a smarter breed.
Whoa. Get me out of your mouth, you idiot.
Where's the whale? Where's the whale?
Yeah.
They know more than the
Kill
shark.
that orca. And then the last one, C, Raiders of the Lost Ark style, face melted off by a Holy Ghost. I'm not gonna lie, for me, it's definitely C. Because 1, I love the Indiana Jones movies a lot. Yeah. And although I'm not gonna lie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, in terms of like the original 3, is my least favorite one. And I wouldn't be able to watch the other 2 if I died in the first one.
True.
You know, I'm gonna go that way. Because I don't know, there's something that's like kind of like titillating, which is, I said titillating, about the fact that somebody gets to say, oh man, whatever happened to Krista? Her face melted off. Like, somebody has to say that. So I'm here for that. Melt this face off.
Yeah, I'm terrified of being eaten by a shark and always have been. It actually prevented me from scuba diving when I visited Australia, specifically because I was like, listen, either if a shark, this is why, for whatever reason they come up to you, they take a bite, you start bleeding, you're not dead, and then all the sharks are like, and then you have to be alive watching them tear you apart until you actually die. No thanks. Or you drown and you're like, and like not breathing death sounds like has always been my worst. Like, I don't want to drown.
Yeah.
So I feel like you would drown before you died because you just couldn't swim because they took your leg or something. And
and they drag you under.
So then you just drown. Yeah, I don't want to drown. So that's no. And the first one, what was the first one?
Hitchcock.
No. I don't want to be stabbed for the same reason. You have to be alive and like watch yourself and feel all that. No. And it's
Yeah.
none of those are cool either. They're all scary. I don't want to be scared at my death. Just
Yeah, but
the
would you be
instant face
scared?
melt.
I mean, would you be scared of the Raiders of the Lost Ark one?
No.
Because literally, when they open up the Ark, like they died super quick. They didn't even know what was
People
happening.
feel good about like I'm all
Yeah.
about instant death. Like don't make me watch
Mhm.
while things consume me or do weird things or like oh look, I like imagine getting stabbed and then you're like in the bottom of the shower for maybe
Yeah.
potentially hours, just
Yeah. Not
slowly
right
dead.
away.
You have a backache, your legs hurt, everything feels upsetting at that. You're cold. He didn't leave a warm shower on for you for your death. It's terrible. You don't even know what else happens. It just sounds gross and traumatizing for the people
Yeah.
that find you versus your face melted off. You would just be a skeleton, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, good point. You know, if I'm gonna add a D here. I actually think, even though the Raiders of the Lost Ark style sounds interesting, um, I think I'd rather die in. Oh my God, what's okay? So there's Temple of Doom, and what's the third one? My brain is short circuiting.
The wrong person to ask because I forget every movie title. It's fat. Yeah,
I hate it. I can't believe I can't think of the
something.
third Indiana Jones movie right now. And you know what's going to crazy is the second we stop recording, it's going to pop in my brain.
You'll be like, bing.
I want to pick. It's the Last Crusade. The Last Crusade.
The
Yes,
Last Crusade. There
I
you
want to
go.
die in that one. I want to make it all the way through that crazy like booby trap jungle gym course or whatever,
Yes.
and then choose poorly.
That's fine. Yeah,
Yes,
fall into
that's
hot
fine.
lava, no
Yes,
problem.
yes.
Crushed by a bunch of giant boulders, fine. All these are instant death. Face melt. Plus, face melt equals
Mm.
barbecue. And both of us have already mentioned that we like barbecue. So it's all
Yeah.
values based death.
Value based.
I value barbecue.
Like,
You're from Kansas. I mean, you represent barbecue. In
that's
your face
true.
melt.
I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever had any face melting barbecue, but
Well, they do
you
eat
know what
like
they say don't knock it till you try it.
I mean, I actually I know a lot of people that eat beef cheeks and sheep.
I guess I've had lingua, which is tongue, so
Right.
there's
Well, they
that.
eat beef cheeks. They're supposed to be very tender. I haven't tried them, but I know people that that are Italian that will bake the whole. And it was a family, and they told me the cheeks were very tender and the eyes. I didn't do it, but I was like, you know what? I'll
Yeah.
just eat a little something else, a different piece.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think most of the stuff that I have, if people told me what it actually is beforehand, instead of just saying chicken, beef, whatever, if they told me what the body part was, I probably would not eat it. But if you just say it's beef, I'm like, all right.
I totally agree with that 100%.
Mhm.
Which reminds me of something hilarious. When my first child, firstborn, was in first grade, we were living in Indiana. I was going to school there. And we would drive by all the farms, and there were cows and whatever, and we were talking. And my child was by choice, vegetarian. It was very odd, just didn't like meat, whatever.
Mhm.
And I wonder if this is why. Because we talked about hamburgers, and I was like, I don't remember how it came up in the car, and it was like something about like how are hamburgers made or where do they come from, and this child told me that the cows poop out the hamburgers, and I always wondered, because that was the belief of the child, is this why my sweet daughter Fern is like, I wonder if that was why she was like, I would prefer not. So at preschool on hamburger day she'd be like, eat the bun with ketchup.
Well, you know what they call cow poop is they call it cow patties.
They do call it cow patties. But
Yes.
she would not have known. However, she thought they were pooping it out. So I was like,
You know what?
I put that two and two together and went, if I thought it was poo, maybe I wouldn't either. So I'm not really sure why she wasn't eating it, but that could be it.
And I think that's a great way to end this podcast.
It does make sense. It really brings the end to Death Deck. Death Deck Deck.
Yes. Yes. What a great conversation today. Highly recommend people check out the Death Deck. If anything, yeah, not only you can have maybe some of the spirited conversations Tracie and I had today, but also just bring up the fact that we really should be normalizing this. We have 100% mortality rate as human beings.
It's true.
And at the same time, bringing up a really taboo conversation with our kids and with our other family members, and maybe we wouldn't be so afraid. of the inevitable.
That's true. Well, hold on though. You said reincarnation. That means you never die, doesn't it?
Well, no, that means that this body dies and it goes to a different one.
Does that mean that you didn't die, giving you a 0% chance of death?
Cue unsolved mystery music.
Da-da-da.
What was that?
I don't even know what that was. That was not mystery music. That was not. That was like a presentation music.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Da-da-da.